Hey, grace and mercy and shalom to everyone. I just got finished in some serious prayer, and I wanted to get on to share the final day with you all. I want to first start by saying that accessibility in 2022 is crucial. One of the things that the Lord has revealed to me is that a lot of times our warfare comes from our accessibility. We find ourselves enduring things that we shouldn't be enduring, but we endure it because of who's had access to us. It's kind of like the Trojan horse analogy, how all we need is an entryway, and some things were presented to us in a gift or a present or in a familiar way, to the point where our guard was down, and we've allowed things to gain access to us, and the very thing that gained access compromised our whole system. I'm even thinking about the COVID situation and how many of us are seeing a surge because of simply who has had access to us. And I want to really encourage the people of God that fortifying your walls in this season is not just crucial, but it could literally mean life or death. And I believe that God is dealing with our ability to discern what may have never been good for us, but looked like it was because of the way it was wrapped or gifted. And I want to start there because today, as we conclude these 10 days of preparation for the launch, I've got one declaration concerning the people of God, and it's simply, God, I'm ready for an overhaul. I'm man enough and mature enough and humble enough to admit that there are some things in me that has worked so far, but it may not be compatible with the next year of my life. I'm also willing to say that some things were grace and never me. And the reason why I've experienced some of the best of God has nothing to do with my preparation or my position or posture, but had everything to do with God simply showing his hand in my infirmity, or showing his hand in my vulnerability. And I believe that we are in a season where we are ready to see the best in God, but it's going to require an overhaul. Now, beloved, these 10 days that I've been sharing these messages with you, these messages are to provoke thought, to shift feet, and to prepare lives. But as I conclude these 10 messages leading up to this next year, I want some people to stand in bold and radical faith and declare, God, I am ready for an overhaul. God, I've experienced some of your best, but truthfully, it's nothing compared to what I'm about to walk into. But God, in order to experience your glory, I'm ready to be overhauled. I'm ready to be overridden. I'm ready to release some of the things that I felt were the best parts of me in order to receive the best of you. God, I'm ready to let go of things that I thought was supposed to be good and great and anointed, to pick up what you want me to have. God, I'm ready for an overhaul. And even as my voice is beginning to go, as I've been really petitioning God, and I've been crying out, and I've been really getting to the extremity of my own self, I want to release this last sound, and it'd be a sound that literally points me to where I'm going. God, I'm ready to be overrode. What I've been by nature is not enough for you. As a matter of fact, what I've been by nature has never glorified you. God, I'm ready to be overhauled. God, I'm ready to be put into a position where who I am has nothing to do with who I was. And God, I want to be unapologetic there. Meaning, God, I don't want to be in a place where people can receive me because they're comfortable. God, I want to be in a place where people can recognize me. What they're used to about me, they no longer can talk about because I'm so different. God, I need to be overhauled. God, I don't want to go into another year with the same sound, the same mind, the same look. But God, I'm ready to change. God, I want to be released from myself and be put into the position of being held by you. God, I don't even want to hold the same grudges anymore. God, release me from the wickedness of my heart and release me from the things that I've done in my carnal thinking. God, the things that I've tried to do to prove myself to the world. Release me from that burden and that chip. God, I want to be overhauled. I declare and I decree that who I've been is nothing compared to who you've called me to become. And God, I pray that as I release myself, you catch me before I hit the ground. God, I'm willing to fall out of my comfort. I'm willing to fall out of my history. I'm willing to fall out of my qualifications and my disqualifications. God, I want to be overhauled. I want to go into 2022, not because man says it's a new season, but because my mentality reflects it. I want my actions to dictate that I'm in a new realm, a new atmosphere, a new environment in the name of Jesus. And moreover, God, I want my circle to reflect what I am now becoming. God, don't let my circle reflect where I was, but let it reflect where I'm going. Let it reflect what I'm called to. God, I want to be called to higher heights in you and deeper depths, so let the ones that I'm around be elevated and deep. God, I'm ready for an overhaul. God, I release my pride. I relinquish my arrogance. I release my ego. I release what I thought was a good name, and God, I pick up yours and yours alone. God, I stand on the mountaintop of my desperation, and I simply say, give me an overhaul. This is my declaration as I cross over into 2022. Whatever it is, God, that you have for me, let it start first with an overhaul of James. And God, I declare that if you change your son from the inside out, I'll give you the praise, the glory, and the honor. God, I'm ready for an overhaul. Beloved, I don't have wisdom for you today. I just have an unction. Take a moment and release yourself and prepare for the overhaul. You couldn't be launched until you were first released. My prayer for 2022 is that God keeps me focused on assignments and less focused on distractions. I don't care about the bullies of the gospel, the ones that will pick on the little guys, or they'll pick on the one that seems completely unorthodox. I don't care about the perception of the world, the ones that tell you you can't be this or that without this or that. And I most importantly don't care about my internal insecurities. But God, I'd rather be overhauled. As we all join hands and link arms to break the threshold of yet another mark in time, I pray that who we are doesn't matter in about 24 hours because of who we will become. To everybody that will watch this and to everybody that will share this, I first bid you a Happy New Year, Happy New Season and New Harvest. And I declare and I decree that the kingdom of heaven shall come to earth. Let us join hands, let us link arms, and more importantly, let us become unapologetic of what the glory of the kingdom is about to look like. I honor you all and who you are in the kingdom. I spent time yesterday really honoring a lot of folks, and there's a lot of folks that I did forget, and I'm so sorry. But if you're on this live, even those that are on right now, Overseer Evans and my wife, First Lady Jmouzonii, and to those that came in, my father, Elder Jmouzonii, Dr. Jmouzonii, I want to let you know that the reason why I believe that heaven draws nigh is because God sent me you, and you're a part of heaven's best. And to those that will get on, you're a part of heaven's best. So let's link arms and show the world that the kingdom didn't die. It simply is arising. It's awakening. And it's accelerating. Before you go into 2022, join me in this declaration and simply profess from your lips, God, I'm ready for an overhaul. I love you all with the love of God. There's nothing y'all can do. Grace, mercy, and shalom. Happy New Year's.